Hello again and welcome back everybody to another edition of the Rural Report. I am your Rural 2IC, and today we're going to continue our daily headlines report. And I was actually doing this while I was wrapping birthday presents for Mrs. Rural, which is tomorrow. And I was like, all right, I can kind of do multitasking here. And so I was going to actually have this be a short video, but man, there was a lot in the news. It was actually kind of difficult to pick and choose what to include and not include in this report. So I'm going to get right into this one, which we will wish Mrs. Rural a happy birthday tomorrow. So, yes, there will be a video put out tomorrow. Now, let me jump right into this one. And we will start out with the news of a UK-owned ship that was sailing through the Red Sea was reportedly hit by a rocket about 35 nautical miles off the coast of Yemen. Now, this is all still unfolding. It's actually relatively new as of the time of recording this. So, there is a lot of details coming out, and you know how that is when it's breaking news. Is everybody's got to be first, and so everybody puts out what they have or they speculate or something along those lines. uh, the part that makes it very interesting on this one is as I was trying to differentiate and see who was saying what and try and get what kind of the details everybody was agreeing upon, it started to get a little bit muddy right before I hit record on this. And actually what it appears to be is that there is actually two separate maritime incidents. um, so we will see. The other one seems to maybe be flown under the Bahamas flag, but we will see. There's a lot of details and a lot of things still coming out, so we might try and touch on that tomorrow if the details come out about that. Let's move on. So, the Australian police officers staged a walkout and they are protesting as they walk off the job, demanding higher pay. Now, you may be asking, okay, what do they want higher pay for? Well, there was an estimated 100,000 protesters marching the streets and blocking the roads yesterday, as pictures and videos seem to confirm it. And this is the eighth straight week of them doing so. So it seems like Australian police are a little maxed out and overworked. So we'll keep an eye on things down there. Next, there is allegedly talks that if the U.S. cannot persuade Israel to another ceasefire, that the Egyptian army is currently, and again, allegedly currently making plans to enter Gaza. So we will see. This There's a lot out there that appears that this is true. But again, this is words and things like that. They haven't entered. And just because you war game something out or you make plans for it doesn't mean it's going to happen. So it's the same thing. We prepare for a natural disaster. You may not have one in your lifetime, but you're prepared for it. So just because somebody comes out and says, hey, Egypt's planning to enter into Gaza, don't let anybody spin that to there's an invading force and all these countries are going to get more involved in things like that. Could it be? I suppose it's possible, but right now it just looks like they're just kind of wargaming and kind of getting prepared for as much as they possibly can. Next is, according to the NATO Secretary General, Ukraine is in a critical situation and the world should prepare for bad news. So, is this a change of banner coming? Is this a change in narrative? is something going on or something about to go on to where everybody kind of turns their attention away, and maybe this conflict might be nearing to an end. So it's interesting that they came out and said that the world needs to prepare for bad news. We'll definitely keep our eye on it. Next, according to a report from Sputnik, Hamas has released all women and children that it was holding hostage. So there we go. Good news. Don't want to see anybody held hostage, but it happens. It's just a part of war. But at least all the women and children, according to this report, are released. Okay. Children have nothing to do with any of these conflicts. So it's good to see that that they're freed right now. Next is the Shanghai International Airport has now officially restarted its testing for the Charlie Victor 19er. So interesting timing. SpaceX has launched South Korea's first military spy satellite. So not to be outdone, North Korea launched theirs. They launched it by themselves, by the way. It successfully looks like, at least from what I can tell, up there spying and knowing what its intended purposes is. So South Korea apparently asked for some help getting their satellite up into space. SpaceX agreed to help, and from the video and everything, it looks like it's successfully up there in low orbit doing its job. So just what the world needs is more spy satellites. Looks like, according to some reports I was reading, that low recruitment numbers is not just a U.S. military problem, because the British Navy has launched a new program to refer a friend. So apparently in this one, that if you refer somebody to join and they enlist, then they both get 500 pounds, which I don't know what that is equivalent to US dollars. But what better way to motivate somebody than, hey, sign up and you'll get some money. Hey, we'll see if it works. Okay, maybe if it works, then you'll see the U.S. military employee or launch a similar program. Next is the U.S. CENTCOM, or Central Command, if you don't know what that stands for. The aircraft carrier, the Dwight D. Eisenhower, intercepted an Iranian UAV. The U.S. Navy then released a statement saying that they will continue to fly and sail in international, or where the international law allows. So again, it seems like everybody's kind of keeping an eye on everybody, and it looks like we're kind of one step away. Somebody's going to do something. Somebody's going to get trigger happy. Somebody's going to make a mistake. And there's a lot of military assets from multiple. This isn't just between two people. There is multiple militaries over in that area. And actually, let me do this. So I keep saying it over and over and over. When you put an aircraft carrier into a strait or into a Gulf or something like that, and I keep saying it makes me nervous. Let me share with you a picture here. Okay, so right here, this is a picture to kind of demonstrate the size. This picture was released yesterday of the Gerald R. Ford that was docked at, I don't know how to say it, Suda. Let's go with Suda Bay in Crete. Okay, now if you look at that picture, and you will notice those warehouses are massive, and it makes them look like a tiny little kid toy right next to what that aircraft carrier is. An aircraft carrier needs to be out into major water. It needs to be into the Atlantic or the Pacific in order for it to be utilized. This isn't the parking lot of a dollar store that a semi truck is driving around. There is a place for certain things. And when you have a huge maritime vessel, it needs to be in huge water. And so that's why I always say that it makes me very nervous when they're in there. Next is the U.S. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo was quoted saying that the U.S. makes no leading or cutting edge chips inside of the continental U.S. for semiconductors for AI. Now, we seem to be in this huge AI race. I absolutely hate AI, if you have not noticed, out of all my videos I've been posting. And even NVIDIA or any other one of them companies that we kind of claim, they're all made out of Taiwan. And so if we're in this race that we're trying to do AI for whatever purposes, either good or nefarious, we don't make the semiconductors or the chips for that, and that's kind of concerning. So as much fear as I have that AI can be used against people and can be a very, very bad tool, it's even worse if we're not making kind of the brains for it. So it's something I will definitely be keeping an eye on. And then out of all the talks, so with the AI talks, and then the way that we had the solar storms that they were talking about possibly this weekend for a little bit of a time of maybe knocking out or giving a disturbance to the internet or GPS or anything like that. Which, by the way, if you got affected by that, drop it down in the comments, because I haven't seen any reports of anybody saying that it affected them. But then we did the one, yesterday or day before, where scientists were coming out and they were basically saying that they had major concerns for the uptick in solar storm activity that could take out the internet for weeks, if not longer, causing big internet blackouts. So, because I had somebody reach out to me and they said, "Hey, what's something that we could do?" And before I do this, I answered their question, okay, and they were satisfied. We went back and forth a couple of emails. They were satisfied, but to be fun, check out this picture right here. This picture shows a pigeon bus from World War II. This served as the collecting point for messenger pigeons, okay? And I was very tempted to be fun and send that to them. Of, you want a way when the internet goes down and there's no electrical commo of how to get messages back and forth? Well, meet old-fashioned texting, okay? It worked. It's proven. And hopefully it maybe made you giggle or gave you a little bit of a smile. And then let's move into the last one, okay? So, U.S. Defense Secretary, Lloyd Austin said that the U.S. will not let Hamas or Putin win. He continued on basically being himself, spouting off that they're going to support everybody. They're going to direct multiple theaters of war. The U.S. is the most powerful country on earth. And then his last line, at least in the report that I was reading, is, and here we go, we're going to quote this: "We can walk and chew gum at the same time." And if I said that, and see if your brain is wired the same as mine, when he said we can walk and chew gum at the same time, I just pictured the current resident in the Oval Office and how many times he has fallen down the stairs or whatever. And I'm going, they can't do one thing at a time. So if you was to give him bubblegum and ask him to do something, we're all in trouble, okay? So probably not the best analogy from him. We will see how things go. The funding for things, the way that we are in massive debt, the way that the economy is going, we will see how We will see if things continue to go south, how much longer before some major event happens. There's a lot of potential things out there. What will go on, when it will go on, I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, and I'm not going to claim to know. I'm not out here putting up all these flashy thumbnails to try and drive up clicks. I'm not sitting here trying to sell you anything that's going to, prepper must haves, get it now. I'm not going to do that. So it's going to be one of those ones that we're just going to have to prepare as best as possible. And I know it's difficult. I have a lot of people that's come to me, especially over this weekend, going, I'm concerned about financial. I'm concerned about unrest. I'm concerned about the next election. I'm concerned about CME or the internet going down or the power grid going down or world conflict. I can go on and on and on. And I did my best to kind of give everybody the answers of just be calm. I mean, step number one is do not make a decision by emotion. Fear is a powerful motivator. Even though, yeah, I'm still wearing the same shirt because I love this shirt. It is washed. I just pulled it out of the dryer. Even though it says unafraid, you need to have some sense of fear. It's what you do with that fear. It's one of those ones to where if you turn the corner and there's a big dog that's barking at you and all that, do you just smile and just walk on straight at it going, well, I'm unafraid? No, that's dumb. But it's the same thing of somebody taking a glass of water and going like this, but there was no water in it. Your first reaction is you do that. You're not afraid. It's the reaction. And so when you hear things like this, don't get panicked. Don't get alarmed. Sit down and think things through. Anytime that you panic or you feel anxious or you have that anxiety or a panic attack or whatever, stop. Take a breath, sit down, pull out a pen and paper and start writing it down. Okay, what went on? Well, how does it affect me? Is this a major concern? If so, what can I do about it? How can I better prepare? What can I do to take my stress level and anxiety down? There's a lot of things that you can do to alleviate when you get a headline of, X, Y, and Z, and you're like, oh no, what do I do? Grab the credit card. We got to run to the store. No, I mean, number one, you should have already had what you needed. If you're waiting until the last minute, it's not a good thing. The whole point of prepare is that you're pre-doing the event. If you're waiting till the event happens, then you're not pre-doing anything. Don't do yourself a disservice. So we're gonna wrap up with that before I go on a wild tangent point. So thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. If you made it this far, same thing. Congratulations, you rock. I did put up a contest over on the official Facebook page. Just scroll around and see if you can find it. The thumbnail on it should grab your attention. But we're doing a contest, and it runs until the 9th, until this Saturday. You can enter any design you want. There is no rules to the design. So it can be a picture, it can be something that you created, a picture that you took, as long as you have the rights to it. So it has to be something that you took or you made or drew or whatever. Go to that, enter it into the comments down below. I will collect them all until the 9th. And then the following day on Sunday, I will make a post of all the pictures that were entered, and then we will vote on them. Whichever one has the most likes, then that one will go on a coffee mug that will be sold in the official Rural Report merch store. And the winner of that design will get a free coffee mug. And this will be a limited edition coffee mug that was designed and created by one of the viewers and subscribers. So really excited. There's already some really, really good entries, but don't let that dissuade you. Go and participate and enter yours. You'll get a free coffee mug out of it if you win. But it's kind of fun to see everybody, their creativity and everything. Plus, it's kind of like another way because of the Christmas tactical Christmas stocking giveaway that we're going to do this Wednesday. So if you have not entered, go here on YouTube, scroll through the videos. It was done on Wednesday. It's like a 2.5, 3 minute video. It tells you everything you need to do to enter. You still have time. So go check that one out. Okay, we're done out of this. I'm checking out. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys mean way more than you know. So I hope you guys have an amazing, amazing Sunday. And stay tuned. More information to come. God bless each and every one of you. And above all else, remember to remain united because we're all prepping in this together.